Hello traders and welcome to our market roundup video. It's Tirunapan here, founder of Master Markets Trades Conference and the Traders Open Day. Today is the 15th of March 2019. Time does fly away, does it not, traders? So today, the same format again for our market update video. What we're going to do is we're going to cover one topic, have a skim around the markets, and then we're going to look at our performance. So today's topic is on the top three rules for successful trading. Top three rules for successful trading. Okay, right. So, what would I say the top three rules are? So, let's take a look. So, the top three rules would be the first one I would always say is that you need to have quantified rules. Okay, quantified rules. Now, this quantified rules, what do I mean? Now, these rules are for your strategy, right? And the strategy should be subcategorized into your entry, your stop loss, and your target rules. Now, your stop loss can be further subcategorized into your initial stop loss and your trailing stop loss rules, okay? And then finally, your target rules can be pre-trade target rules and intra trade target rules as well. Okay, so that's how it should all be subcategorized, and all this should be quantified. Now, the only thing I would recommend is if you to give any type of flexibility to these quantified rules and how they should be based on, it should be based on principles of the market. I did talk about this in the last video, which was done about 2 weeks ago, I believe, on the principles. Like, for example, principles for turning points, right? So these quantified rules should be made on the principles, and you should give at least about 1 to 2% discretion, okay? But most of it should already be done beforehand by your quantification. Once then you've quantified all of this and you know what to do and what setups to look for and what to do when you're in the trade and how to manage your trade, then the second thing is consistent execution. Okay, is consistent execution. Now, traders, you see, the consistent execution, even though it sounds simple, but it's very difficult in real time, is it not, traders? Because it involves a lot of psychology, even though you may have the best strategy and you know why you should work theoretically, but when you get in the trade in real time, then this consistency becomes a difficult issue. And why is that? Now, let me explain. In your back testing, it may all look very good. You may be getting 30% profit in your strategy, but then when you go in real time, what happens? You see, for example, let's take a look at this bar here, right? At the moment, as of now, 10 to 1, this looks like a green bar, right? But at the end of the day, you don't know where this is going to finish. This can go all the way down and can become a big fat red bar. Now, in your backtesting, what happens? In your backtesting, you don't see any of this intraday movement at all. All you see is this red bar at the end of the day. Okay. So that's one thing. So you got to sit through this, you got to look through this, and you got to think, oh no, is it going to turn? Should I get my money out early? See, all these things come into play when you play in real time. Another thing that in simulated runs, what you do not understand is that, yeah, okay, you will see that maybe a drawdown of all your strategies combined is 4%, all right? And then, but overall, it gives you 30%. But think about it, right, traders? You see, but in real time, you may be sitting with that 4% for what? Maybe even 2 months, 3 months, if you're end of day trading and you're trading like high quality trades, low frequency. So 2 to 3 months that loss is sitting with you, and then finally you then want to take the next trade, which may be the biggest runner, which maybe give you a 8% profit to override all those losses. And then your psychology kicks in to stop you from consistently executing, is it not? Because you're thinking, oh, when it gets in real time, it gets to 5% profit. You're just thinking, oh man, I've been sitting at a 4% loss for 2 to 3 months. I might as well take it and run. That's one thing that can happen once you're in the trade. But before you're about to enter the trade, you start to think, oh man, is this going to be the winner? I've already taken a 4% hit. Is the strategy working? Is it not? See, that's why the conviction in your rules and your concept and your objective for your strategy must be there. So that's the thing. So one is quantified rules, second is consistent execution, even though it sounds simple, it's really tough, and conviction needs to come from the quantified rules based on principles, and the principles need to be based on a recurring concept that happens in the market. We've covered a lot about this in our previous videos, so do take a look at them. The next thing is monitoring and reviewing your strategies, and this is what we call the review section, right, which will help you in optimization. So have your trade journals, track them, track how the drawdowns are, okay, and whether it's hit the maximum drawdown or not in your testing. See what is that can be improved, or is it going at its optimal performance at the moment. So take a look at all of them and how they all are acting together in combination as well. Okay, so these are the things that you should be looking at in terms of the three top rules for successful trading. So one is quantified rules, next consistent execution, and then the third one is review, and the quantified rules should be based on principles. Okay, good. So that's to do with that. So now let's take a look at the markets, right? So dollar Swiss, what's happening is in an uptrend today. Now, the thing that you're always asking yourself when you're looking at the market is this going to be the turning point, or is there still a bit more down move to go in the top two bottom move? Okay, that's what we're looking for. This could be the turning point because there's a failure here already. So that's to do with dollar Swiss. Dollar yen is on an uptrend as well. But you see only two trending bars here, very low probability of this probably turning. Open equity, maybe there might be still more to go. GBP USD, is this the bar that's going to turn? Let's see, very few trending bars, but the swing move distance is quite a bit. Euro dollar, on the other hand, so what's going to happen today? Is it going to take out this low? Is it going to turn and go further down, or is it going to go further up today? Is what we need to be looking at. Okay, so that's what we need to be seeing over here in terms of our trades over here, right? I mean, that's the thing that you're going to be asking yourself in terms of always when you're looking at the markets, in terms of is it going to turn today, or is it going to carry on further in the direction? All right, is what we got to ask ourselves. Okay, so then the next thing, what we are then looking at is Bitcoin. So my analysis on this is basically that there is still a bit more down move because only two trending bars. Bitcoin, again, it's done about 3-4 bars. It's in a downtrend. FTSE, it's in a compression at the moment. Okay, not much upward move. Over here, oil, yes, we did have a bit of a consolidation, spike up. Open equity is very less, so highly probably going to turn. Over here, open equity still, there's a bit more left, so this could very well go further up. Aussie dollar, open equity is still a little bit more left, so this could well go up as well. Euro yen, over here, open equity, is there a lot left? Yes, has taken out this swing as well, so let's see how that goes. There might be a bit of profit taking before it goes up. And Dow, yeah, still a lot of open equity left over here. So let's see how that all plans to be. Next is our performance, right? So let's take a look at our performance at the moment for this week. Now, for this week, how's that coming along? So we are seeing over here in terms of our elite room, what we have is a smart money strategy. Smart money strategy, this is the one that we completed as of today. This is about 1.18% for this week, all right? Swing profits, no trades. Prime profits, no trades. Gold bars, if you take a look at it, gold bars we had a minus 1%, okay? So now adding all that together, so smart money, so for the elite room, so for the smart money 1.18, and then the gold bars minus 1, okay? So that gives us plus 0.18%, and in terms of pips is 62 pips in positive. Okay, so that's what we got in terms of the elite room. Now in terms of the LTR, what we have at the moment is going to be the money bars. There's no trades. Liftoff. Now liftoff again, we had two positions on the euro dollar, and what we had over here is 0.97. So 0.97 is what we got on liftoff in the LTR, 0.97%. So plus that, and then in terms of the gold bar strategy, we did take about three trades in here, so you can see -1, -1.25. This is a very high reliable strategy, but very low reward risk. But sometimes, yeah, you do get your high ones as well. So in terms of that, what do we have, traders? So we have gold bars is -1.75%. Okay. So and then gold bars altogether, what do we have? We got minus 0.78%, and then we got 17 pips. Still profit though, if you do take in terms of pips. Okay, right. So overall, what do we have then, traders? When we total up the elite room and the live trading room, what we do have is a small drawdown of -60%. But in terms of pips, it's a positive 50 pips if you do your risk management in terms of pips. Okay, so that's what we got over here for performance for this week. So very small loss, so it's all still fine. And we will constantly execute. And for those of you in the live trading room, you'll start to see also on how we're actually executing it, where we derive our conviction, and why it should continue to sustain. Okay. All right, so that's all from me for now in terms of this market round update. Of course, you all any questions, you can always email us and also join our WhatsApp group if you want as well. And also another thing that I do want to remind you guys is the RTCT Live, Round the Clock Trader Live, that is coming up next weekend. And we're going to be speaking, Rishi and I are going to be speaking there, so it'd be lovely to meet you all in person and take it forward your ongoing trading journey to become more profitable, more consistent. All right, as we always say, till next time, stay disciplined, follow your trading plan, and keep trading like a master.